So I'm sure you all, after passing the ARE, have some general advice that now you probably give to folks in your firms. Can you share your general advice for preparing and passing the ARE? And I'll start with Charlie. We'll start with you.
I would say the biggest thing I could say is just to commit. You have to want it badly enough to know that it's going to mean sacrificing things you normally enjoy, that happy hour or sporting events or whatever it is, knowing that this has to take precedence for however long you give yourself, and commit to it, schedule the exam, and then hold yourself to that deadline. Like I said, you gotta want it, but if you do it right, it's absolutely worth it. I think another thing is really, in the more specific sense, identifying your study style, knowing that not everybody works best just reading a study guide. I'm a terribly slow reader. I knew that I was never going to be able to read study guides cover to cover and retain a word. So trying out different formats like audio guides, videos, flashcards, practice exams, find the method that works best for you.
Great. And Jennifer?
Sure, yeah, that was great. I'll just kind of build upon that, and one of my big tips and advice would be just create a support group. Make sure you tell your friends and your family, it's a big change and process that you're going through, taking all the exams. So just make sure you have a good support group. And I would also add that just create an action plan that's attainable and realistic. You're the one who's going to be going through this and studying. You have jobs, you have families. Just make a plan that's realistic and that you can stick to, so that you can get through with it.
And Josh?
I agree with Jennifer's create an action plan. I think, for instance, if I were to do the 7 in 7 days, I would have given up after about day 4, and I would have been like, screw it, I'm going to go grab a beer.
I had that weekend. That was important.
But what I would suggest to people in the firm now is utilize the knowledge that is found in the office itself. Be it through, if there are study guides or other materials in the office, or all of us who have our license now, as Mike said, we're more often than not very, very interested and willing to help. And then also, I would say don't think that you need to just follow just one style of studying. Be it just do strictly study guides or the flashcards or YouTube videos or even the live classes. I think it was good for me to mix it up, and I think it's a good thing to do too, especially if you have the resources for it. Because there were in some aspects, I forget exactly which exams, but there were a couple exams where the flashcards to me were much more helpful than the study guide. And then there was another exam where the study guide was very helpful. And even for structural systems, it ended up being what helped me most was that the professor that I had been a TA for, all of his slides from that class ended up helping me out quite a bit versus the study guide. So yeah, there's tons of materials out there to use, and you almost just kind of have to figure out which mix works for you.